What is going on, guys? I'm your boy Sully, and here I am back with my boy Razza. We're finally getting this podcast underway. We decided to go with the Real Talk Rant just because we needed the word rant in the title, and we're probably the realest people you're going to listen to in a podcast because we're not going to beat around the bush of anything. We're not going to chat shit. We're just going to vent, talk about stuff that pisses us off for about a half an hour to however long it can get to. But yeah, that's my intro done. Do you want to talk to the people and let them know who you are, Ryan?
I'm talking to the people. I'm Ryan. I don't take bullshit. It's quite true, I would say. I don't know. You're going to tell when it's been a bad week for us when the video's like 2 hours long and it's just like one of us just going on a tangent for an hour talking about how shit something is.
Yeah, that's essentially what this is for. It's for us to literally sit here and talk about things that have pissed us off for however long it takes us to talk about those topics.
And if anything's pissed anyone else off, drop it in the comments and we're a little rant.
Yeah, give us some ideas of different topics or things that have pissed you guys off. Let us know so we know what we can talk about and what you guys might be interested in each episode. For the first one, we pretty much have our topics fully lined up. We came up with this like a couple of weeks ago, and we decided to do a podcast since we came up with these topics. So
it's a good topic.
It is.
Do you want to let them know? They've probably seen by the title and stuff.
You've probably seen by the title and the graphics, however they're laid out. We're not sure what they'll look like at this point. We haven't made them yet.
They could be on paint.
That's how well it's done. But pretty much what we're going to talk about this week is why Call of Duty is dead. Call of Duty is something that I've been involved in since like 2008, when I first started playing on my PlayStation. First played COD 4. It was lit. Good times.
Yeah.
And
Did you get COD 4 when it first came out?
I got it slightly later. Well, actually, no. I've been playing since about 2010.
I got COD 4 on release.
Nice.
And that game was lit. It was so good. Boots on the ground COD. Oh, God, man.
Well, basically, what happened with mine was, I'm pretty sure I've told this story on my channel before, but I got a PS3 for Christmas in like 2010, I'm guessing it was. Or 2009, because that's when MW2 would have been released. And that's when everyone had MW2, and I asked my carer for MW2 with a PlayStation. That was it. Didn't have to get me anything else. She was like, okay, I'll go out and get it. Opened it up on Christmas Day, and it's fucking COD 4. And I was like, alright, it's the wrong game, but people were still playing it back then. Loads of people were still banging out COD 4. It wasn't hacked lobbies. It wasn't people just doing dumb shit in the game.
Is that what it's like now?
Yeah, it's all modded shit. Like, you know, what's it called? The PC version of COD 4. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. Pro Mod. It was basically that, but it's all on PS3 now. Like, you can play prop hunt, like humans versus zombies, loads of...
Really?
Yeah, it's all in these like hacked lobbies. It's
oh
fucked.
My God, that's so sick.
But yeah, I've been playing since about 2009. Have had every COD since. I have played every COD. I literally have the full series laid up just to my left, including all of the more recent ones, which have all been dreadful, which is what leads us on to the topic of Call of Duty being dead. It's nice to think back and be nostalgic about a time when Call of Duty was good and we could actually enjoy it. But at the moment, we're stuck with some absolute trash, and we have been for the past like 3 years.
The thing is, some people say like it's dying. It's not dying. It's dead. The game is dead. I think the companies that represent and make the game are clinging on for dear life.
Yeah.
Pumping out as much shit as they can while they can. Because like, I don't know. I think I stopped at Ghost. I think was the game, which is a game you actually enjoyed.
I loved COD Ghost. COD Ghost was the last like Call of Duty that I would sit down.
Was it the last boots?
It was the last boots on the ground COD. Didn't have any sort of weird advanced movement apart from vaulting over walls and shit, which no one really did. And you could slide and stuff like that. Like you could slide on your knee or whatever, but no one really did that because it was a really shit movement system anyway. It was pretty much just people running around with guns, simplistic, beautiful. It just played so well. So many people had
Yeah.
the issue with it where you died too quickly. Just be good in a gunfight and you're not gonna die.
Yo,
It
that's the
like
only reason I hated that game.
it wasn't a difficult game to play. Just be better
No,
than the
it was
person
just
shooting at you.
no, but it was when the game. The problem that I had with it is that I think I gave up really early on the game because release of that game was so bad.
Yeah,
It was probably
you
the
were
worst
dead in
released
like
COD.
you were dead like within
And it
3
was like
minutes.
you would die, and if you killed someone, they would spawn. Like the spawns when that game was released was so bad.
I think this was the first COD where the main focus was on as it was
Movement. It
getting
was
better
all
with
on
like
movement.
multiplayer and shit. It was the first COD that they focused a lot with their trailers and pre-releases on the single player. Because it was
Yeah.
where they were advertising Riley the dog, the character Ghost from the
Yeah.
MW series coming back and being involved in
Mhm.
the campaign and things like that. So they had a
Mm.
major focus on the single player instead of the multiplayer, and I feel like that's why there were so many issues with it on release. There was such a little focus on the multiplayer in development, and you could tell that. Um, but that was also the first year that Sledgehammer were involved, and that's
Yeah.
in everyone's opinion where it's all pretty much gone downhill. Personally, my main thing is as soon as they got 3 developers involved, they had that fuck up.
Mm.
And that's the issue they've had with this advanced movement system they've made. They've been
I
stuck with
think.
it because of the 3-year contract with the 3 companies making it.
Yeah.
Like they haven't had a choice to change it.
The thing is with the CODs and stuff. I think COD 4 and 5 weren't. So the way CODs go now, which I think fucked them a little bit, is that they rush them to get them out every year now.
I
If that makes sense.
I guess, which is kind of why it makes sense for them to get an extra developer in, because it gives companies an extra
Yeah.
year to focus on a game.
But like COD 4 and 5 had like they weren't like year. I don't think it was. I'm
No, it
pretty
was.
sure.
It's been annually since 2003.
Really?
Well, yeah, since 2003 it's been annually. And then COD, because COD 4 was 2007,
Yeah, and COD 5 was
2008, and then
yeah,
MW2 was 2009. So it's been annually. It's just that I don't know. Feel like when they added more stuff in, they just fucked themselves over. Because I saw what they did with Black Ops 2 was they added it so it was slightly further in the future, but it
Yeah.
was just like the score streaks and things you could get. It wasn't the actual people you were using in
Yeah.
game that overcomplicate everything, and it's
And
actually
the more
just,
they add,
like, ruined
the harder
it.
it gets
Literally.
to innovate things. Because I don't know, it's just like when the games were simpler, it's more about the skill of the player,
Yeah.
not like the RNG of things that happen throughout the game. Like you run around a corner, but there's a guy in the air,
Yeah.
and because you're not looking in the sky, you're
Yeah.
dead,
Like,
sort of thing.
I've not really been bad at a COD since Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was the first COD where I was like, okay, now I'm semi-decent at these games. I have some sort of skill level. Like, I have some sort of voice in terms of how I can talk about these things. Because, like, COD 4, 5, MW2, and Black Ops 1, I was just dreadful at. I banged out Black Ops 1 for hours on end, and all I did was play S&D, and that's the only thing I did. And I still wasn't even that good at it.
So it must have been like the time I stopped playing was around the time you started getting better. I would probably say.
It was, yeah, fact. I was a late bloomer in terms of my COD talent, but literally the main thing that triggered it for me was watching competitive COD. As soon as I started watching competitive COD, I just got so much better at the game. As weird and as cliche as that sounds, it's true.
I mean, I guess it's true in any game. If you start watching the best people at the game, you're going to pick up habits and
Yeah.
things like that.
Like, my playstyle never changed. I literally, I don't know what it was. Like, the first people I started watching were, like, Nadeshot. I don't know how I came across his fucking stream. I was just on Twitch one day, it popped up, and I was like, yo, he's playing COD. Shit. And then I watched, like, COD Champs one weekend, and I've been hooked from then. In terms of, like, my competitive COD, like, my love for competitive COD, I've been hooked from there. Or I was anyway, until, like, AW. After Advanced Warfare, it literally just got so boring for me. Like as much stick as I gave AW, when I go back and play it now, I realize how like minimal it is in comparison to things like Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare.
Mm.
Because Advanced Warfare was literally just jumping, like jetpacking, and that was it.
Yeah.
With these new ones, wall running and shit, like what? But Black Ops 3 was fact the worst for this new movement. Because you had people finding every way they could potentially work around this
Staying.
movement system.
I saw a video when the game first came out of some guy literally floating around the map because you would change to like the running form,
Yeah.
and it would like throw you in the sky, and then you would go back to normal form, jetpack, throw you back, and it was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, it was insane.
Like taking
But
COD
on
away
the-
from boots off the ground or boots on the ground, like ruined the franchise.
I feel like on the subject of the pro scene, I feel like they fucked it up really bad by not having what COD was it? Was it Black Ops 2?
Black Ops 2
that
was
had-
the like main COD that they focused competitive on, and that's where COD blew up as like a thing. Because in MW3, there was no COD 4's been or COD competitive's been around since COD 4. It
Yeah, but
didn't.
it's so like hard to get into.
It
Like
didn't. It is now.
there's no like.
It is now because people watch it and it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, there's no. There are set teams who are like amazing at the game, and people expect them to win like week in week out in league matches and like scrims or tournaments or
Yeah.
whatever. But you always get like random fluky shit happening. That started in AW, like when it was COD Champs and Team Revenge, who were these 4 new players who just hit the pro scene, finished third. I think they knocked out. They finished second. They knocked out Optic or Envy for third, and they finished second. And it was like, what is going on? Like, who are these 4 random dudes who no one has ever heard of, taking this fucking COD scene by storm? At the biggest tournament of the year as well. Like, they came out and just went ham. Like, it made no sense to me. And after Champs, it just became so boring to watch. Because it was just so random. Like, it's always nice when an underdog can come out and do amazing in a tournament.
Yeah, of course it is. But if it's down to the game having problems and things like that, it kind of kills like the vibe, especially the sense of like, because the pro scene is so hard to like get into, and it's such like it just kills the vibe for the players. Like, what's the point playing this game, putting time into it, if there's no clear way of like, because you could play pubs all day. That doesn't do anything. So what's the point playing that? There's no point playing pubs if you want to get pro.
Yeah.
Playing GBs, I don't see. Look, do you actually know the way you get into the pro scene?
You have to know pros.
Like, literally, what is that system
Yeah.
to get like?
Because
That's not how
GBs
it
is
should
fine.
work.
GBs is fine, but GBs, the majority of it is S&D players, and no pros fully go out and respect S&D players because they can't handle themselves in respawn game types. There are very few like amazing COD pros who were
Play both.
like incredibly good at S&D. They were just good all-rounders. There were some who, like, it was their best game mode, but it wasn't, like, an outstanding thing. There's very few. I think it was, like, Fizzurp before he died. Blessed be his soul. Embos. I don't know. Again, it's become a more common thing now for S&D stars to be in the COD scene. Because of the skill gap, there isn't one. Because of how random it is and how fluky you can get just based on how you move in the game, you don't even have to have good gun skill anymore.
You just have to outmove the person.
Yeah, and even pros have said that. Even like one of the best players in the game, Scump, who like was hands down the best at Black Ops 3, one of the best in this game. I think he's at least like top 5 best in this game. He straight up said there's no skill gap. Like they don't enjoy playing the games anymore. It's a joke.
They just have to.
Yeah.
'Cause what else can they do?
They're just stuck with it for a year. But they've been saying that for the past 3 years. They've literally been saying, oh, don't worry, we've got next year, it's fine.
And I think it's the fact that they're doing their pro scene might have been a little bit better if they'd done it on remastered, maybe, but they wouldn't.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they wouldn't. They couldn't. Because
But
especially
it's not the new
after
COD.
especially after Black Ops 3 with everything they did, like they introduced the
Yeah.
COD World League, Every tournament was tailored around this idea of pro points and league systems and rankings and stuff like that, as opposed to just having like your traditional top 8 with an open bracket, play through
Yeah.
open bracket, have top 8, and top 8 was based on like how well teams had been seeded from online tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now it's so focused on this new league system, they couldn't have gone back to like remastered. But I feel like loads of people would have got bored of remastered. Like even I
Yeah.
have.
Especially yeah, because it's something you've played before.
Yeah.
Like it's the concept is nice, but like I don't know the itself and the fact that it's boots on the ground makes it fun.
Mhm.
But if it was a new COD with boots on the ground, I think it'd be a lot better.
Yeah, 'cause it's new, it's interesting. There's
Yeah.
something to work with that you've not been dealing with before. Like I love the fact, or I say I love the fact. I didn't like the fact that they changed so much and added in like new ways for them to get more money. Essentially, they added in like
Yeah.
supply drops and or depot crates, whatever they call them in this COD, and
Mhm.
like all the different new camos and stuff and different challenges. Like, I guess it adds to it because they couldn't literally just copy and paste COD 4 and sell that to the masses. But it's literally
like,
for them to make money.
It goes back to the thing like I said that they're trying to suck as much money out of
Yeah.
the industry as they can before the game dies. Well,
Yeah.
is like fully dead because like it's like what the pro scene's fucked. Most of the big COD names have left.
Yeah.
Like practically every big phase members, like the actual OG phases are gone. Like they don't play that game.
Oh yeah.
And I mean in the sense of like Tempar.
Yeah, none of them
and things
play
like,
COD anymore. They all
because
do,
they
like,
know that
YouTube challenges and
they
shit.
don't, yeah, like there's no why play the game when it's gonna be dead within the next probably 2 years.
That's why the only people who upload COD content are pros.
Yeah, because this is literally
It's
the only thing
pretty
they
much
can
like-
upload because they have to play the game.
It's like tournament
Like,
highlights
they're
and
fully
good games that they
they're
have.
fully depending at this moment on sponsorship
Yeah.
to carry the game.
Which
Because
is,
if sponsors start realizing that the game's gonna die and they pull out, there is no money in that game.
okay, so let's put this into perspective. There's a tournament going on right now in Paris, France. Like, has been going on all weekend. The current viewership for this tournament is 13,000 viewers over 2 streams. So an alpha stream and a
Oh
beta
my
stream,
God.
and the viewers have been added together to give a total. For every other like major esport title, so your Hearthstone, League, CS:GO,
CS:GO.
Dota,
Well, CS:GO's final, the most recent final, had 1 million viewers.
exactly. That
1 million on one stream.
that
on
was
one
incredible.
stream.
That was actually incredible.
Like, there's no hype because the pro scene's dead.
Because no one enjoys it. The pros
No,
don't
why
enjoy
would you
playing
enjoy
the
it when
game.
it's outdated and it's that same thing copy and pasted over every single COD? And like they went down the wrong route with movement. Like I get innovating some of it, but like you need to figure out another way to make the game better.
The thing is, like Black Ops 2 did it perfectly. Even
Black Ops
with
2 was a good game.
even down to like making competitive something for the pub player. They had league
Yeah.
play in like Black Ops 2.
That was so good.
And that was perfect.
Because it was like you would warm up in the pubs and then go into pro
And they
then
had-
go into the league play.
Then they had theatre mode as well, so people could look back at old games, like look over tactics, work out what they did
I
wrong,
still don't
look at what
understand
other
how
teams
every
are
COD
doing, and
doesn't-
things like that.
Mhm.
But so, like COD Ghost didn't have a theatre mode, and that was its first major fuck up. From the first announcement they made, they were like, okay, they're not fully supporting esports. They don't have a theatre mode. Like, there isn't settings for like pros to instantly go into a private match and then they can just set up a game and it's done. And I feel like as good as COD Ghost was as a game for me, it was where like COD started dying, and it didn't have anything to do with the movement. It literally was just the sake of not enough focus on
Care
the
for the
pro
pro
scene,
scene.
which is
'Cause
what
games
COD
die if
needed
you don't
to
care on the pro
yeah
scene.
they needed to push it forward using the pro scene.
Yeah,
Which
100%.
what baffles me about this game though is their selling point is that it's the best like gaming entertainment package or like the
Oh.
best selling one, and that's only because it had COD 4.
Yeah.
Like
Literally.
I'm pretty sure there was a stat. It was like 60% of the total sales of Infinite Warfare came because of COD 4 being included.
Mhm.
And they only managed
And I
to
would
grab
probably say
like
that-
80% of their typical fan base with COD
Yeah.
in general.
The thing is, I'd also say that the amount of people that are playing each COD, I'd probably say more people play remastered than they do the new COD.
Oh yeah,
Like, I don't know. It's the fact that if you want your game to be a game that lasts, you have to care about the pro scene.
yeah.
Because then what? If you don't care about the pro scene, what's the point in playing?
Hmm.
Like, because what's the point in like little Timmy playing the game for 10 hours a day if there's nothing's gonna like he's not gonna see a point.
Mate, that was me back in the day.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like when the pro scene was actually good and you could see yourself like, oh, I have to do this and this to get to the pro scene.
Oh, in fairness, like when I was doing like 6 to 8 hours a day, it was literally just because I had nothing else to do, nothing better to do. Like, I'd come home
but you
from
know what I
school and
mean
just hang
though.
out.
Like you have this dream,
Yeah,
and because the pro scene's there, and it's like the less you care. Like no game that is lasting at the moment. Like the big names like CS:GO, League, Hearthstone, Overwatch. Like none of these games don't give a like they don't. What game doesn't care about their pro scene if you want your game to last?
yeah,
Like it's all you have. Like if you don't have your pro scene, what do you have? Like
yeah.
as a game, you just have a game that people play and then get bored of because there's no point playing it.
Yeah, I feel after just Black Ops 2, they had that to capitalize on and didn't use it. And that's where
They should have pushed the pro scene so
it's where it
hard.
kind of makes sense about how it died in Ghosts, and it wasn't down to Ghost being a bad game, because it really wasn't, and it pisses me off when people...
It wasn't a good game.
Mate, it was fucking incredible. Yeah, but you gave it up early. You weren't involved in it for the entire
I feel like
year.
if I stayed, I probably would have enjoyed it more. It's just the game was so broken when it came out, and at that point, I was already getting fed up with playing it for so many years.
Yeah, with COD in general. I feel like, in fairness, a lot of my friends had that same thing. When it came to Ghosts, I would be playing with like 3 or 4 people, and then one of them like just dropped out, stopped playing pretty much, and then the next year none of them were playing COD, and I was like, oh, cool, but it wasn't until Advanced Warfare that I actually went on GBs and started playing them. And I feel like that's where I fucked myself over personally, because I'd have had a shit ton more people to play COD with after Ghosts if I had started playing GBs and Ghosts. And I feel like if I started playing GBs and Ghosts, I would have actually been decent at them. Because even in pubs S&D, I was in top like 50k in the world for pubs S&D. And that is hard to do, and there's millions of people playing that game.
Yeah. Like I don't know, the pro scene they should have capitalized on the pro scene.
Yeah, after Black
Ops 2.
But what I don't get from the developer's standpoint is they saw how well it did and still did nothing about it. Like there was no focus on it. But like I said,
they're scared. I feel like they are scared to do anything now because they know that the people buying the game is dropping every year a lot, like a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are buying it, and they're just really scared to make a big change.
I feel like they're more
because it
scared
might kill
now
the game that year.
because of the pros who are still playing. Because as soon as this game dropped, it was just slated by every pro. I'm pretty sure there was only like 2 or 3 who honestly would go out and say every day, like on Twitter or anything, making videos on YouTube, trying to back it up, trying to focus on the good points, the positives. The one thing that Infinite Warfare has done, despite any other COD, is like focus on what the pros have had to say. They've made so many changes to the pro scene specifically, not the game in general, with regards to spawns, how the maps work, different things like that, like different gun types, different variations they could make with guns and things like that, that they've actually focused on what the pros have to say. It's kind of helped the pro scene, not in terms of the amount of people who want to sit down and watch a tournament, but it's helped the pros finally regain a little bit of faith in terms of developer support. But
like, it's so late. It's too late.
They've lost them with the game itself.
Yeah. Like, you can't expect... Like, Black Ops 2 was the year they made the pro scene and made COD good. Like, not that it wasn't good before, but they made it where you wanted to play COD because there was a pro scene,
people wanted to play competitive. People wanted to play competitive.
And then,
COD.
what? They wait 2 years, and now they're like, oh, pros... Like,
I know, it's been like 4 years, dude.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell, yeah, it has been, isn't it? But you know what I mean? Like, you can't wait like that long.
Yeah.
And then just be like, oh, pros, hi, the game, mate.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that. Like, everyone's gone. Literally, everyone's gone.
But there is hope on the horizon. Because
We can pray.
there was a tweet the other day. They
Mhm.
pretty much announced it's going to be boots on the ground.
Oh my god.
They pretty much announced that COD 2017 was going back to boots on the ground. There was a post, I'm going to try and find it. Charlie Intel tweeted it like 2 weeks ago or something.
Mhm.
But it was a post. It looks like like not a security label, but like an info label you'd get on the back of a game or something.
Yeah.
But pretty much it said, wait, just let me find it. I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying to remember it.
Okay.
But all I remember is, alright, it's its pinned tweet. It was really easy to find. It was like, Activision posted somewhere, I can't remember where, the number one franchise in North America, for the 8th year in a row. The number one console franchise globally for 7 of the last 8 years.
Hold up. The number one franchise in America
Yeah,
is COD.
yeah,
No.
it is.
No.
It is. There isn't any
What, as
other,
a
scene.
A game franchise?
Yeah, any other game franchise or scene that's larger than COD in America.
CSGO?
That's not a bigger in America than COD is.
Mm.
If you're talking about not even on a pro standpoint, because NA CS is mocked.
Oh, true. I'd say League's got a bigger than CS in NA. I think the NA scene's massive.
Well, this is according to Activision. This is
Well.
their Activision tweeted it. They're not going to be like we were second to CS last year.
I know what you mean.
But it's like life to date.
A little bit.
It's like life to date on current gen consoles. Call of Duty has 3 of the top 10 games. Call of Duty is the most successful video game franchise over 20 years. It has record annual MAUs for a franchise. Whatever the fuck that last bit means. And then it says 2017 title will take Call of Duty back to its roots. Then there was a tweet a few days later. Someone said, can you tell us more about the location of COD for 2017? And Michael Condrey, who's the lead developer for Activision, or one of Activision's lead developers for COD, said it will be on the ground. So, pretty much confirming, just based off those 2 bits of information alone, it suggests that it's happening. Like, we're finally getting it back. But, as nice as it is, it doesn't mean it's going to be a good game. And it doesn't mean that people are going to be able to readapt to boots on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm so excited for
Yeah.
boots on the ground
It's late.
again, but I'm so fearful for it because of how long they've waited. But they've only had to wait that long because of the 3-year system and contractual obligations. Because they had to have 3 advanced movement games because of the 3 contracts that were made up. And the fact that the developers have been making each game like a year prior to its release, at least.
So you see a game with advanced movement, so then you make the advanced movement thinking advanced movement's going to work. You spend a year doing it, realise, oh, it's flopped, but you're like, oh, well,
we're stuck
spent
with
a
this
year and a
now.
half, here you go.
Although Infinite Warfare, based on some information I've heard about it, they could have done that. Like, they could have gone back to boots on the ground, knowing how bad it had done. Because they only focused 6 months of development time on the multiplayer.
Oh my god.
They focused 2 years of it on the campaign.
That's ridiculous.
Only because of the celebrities they wanted to get in to try and boost the game's, whatever. Because they got fucking Jon Snow and Conor McGregor in it, didn't they?
Do they not realise that no one cares?
Although, a lot of people have said this was the best campaign for years.
Yeah. Because they spent 2 years on it. What did they say about the multiplayer?
It's dead.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Literally,
what?
All they did with this year's multiplayer is they took exactly what Black Ops 3 had in terms of its movement system and just added it to new maps that they were developing. And the new maps come from the campaign anyway.
No, I don't know, man.
So,
the way they go about their games every year is ridiculous.
yeah. They have.
I get you need a storyline,
but they have
there's
no
only
set
so much
focus.
story mode you can play.
Yeah. I think the main issue was, and the only reason it took so long was because of the people they tried getting in for it.
No one cares.
They had
No,
Conor
do you-
fucking
would you-
McGregor, mate.
Even without Conor McGregor, you just have a voice actor,
Yeah.
and you're done. There's no one sits there, and then when Conor McGregor's like
Oh,
person talks,
fuck,
no one
Conor's
goes,
there,
"Oh,
boys."
it's Conor McGregor." No one
They'll
cares.
do nothing. They'll do nothing.
No one cares.
Yeah.
Honestly, do
Yeah.
you care?
I haven't touched a campaign.
Like, oh my god, the campaign players of that game are like 10% of the people that buy it,
Yeah.
and then they buy it, play the campaign, and sell it.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna buy it regardless. They buy the game every year for the campaign, and then just sell it. So like, the people that buy the multiplayer play it, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is horrible," because you spent 6 months on it.
Yeah.
You have 3 years.
I don't know, man.
Like, oh man, it's
It just pains me so much because I've loved this game for so long, and I've always been there for it. I've always watched it, played
tried.
it. Like the first COD I gave up for like 3 or 4 months before its life cycle ended was AW, and that's just because after I played
that
GBs
game
on
was
it,
horrible.
after that I was like, okay, I've had my fun with this. I can't deal with like this dumb shit anymore. Then Black Ops 3 came out, and I've always loved Treyarch games personally.
Same.
They dropped that.
Treyarch didn't do anything wrong to me until that game came out.
They dropped that, and I was like, sweet. It looks okay. Looks a bit weird because of the movement, but I love the fact that I didn't love the fact that they had this new character system that they pretty much stole off of League.
Yeah.
Yeah. It made no sense, and I was like,
yeah.
This isn't COD. You have like in COD, you have your roles, but it's literally just a gun, what you do on the map, and your talent as a player. You don't need these specialist classes. It doesn't make the game more interesting when you're watching it competitively. It just ruins it because you get so much random dumb shit happening.
And the problem with that is it makes a meta, and it makes a meta around the characters regardless, which goes back to the fact of movement and gun skill.
Yeah.
Where there will be 1 or 2 characters that you play that outshine every other one because of their specialist.
Yeah.
And then you have to play them, so then it means that you play them and then you play the guns that suit them, which means then there is a stagnant meta that will never change because because COD hardly ever nerf stuff.
Yeah.
Hardly. They don't, because they get why nerf stuff like majorly and the game dies in a year? What's the point? Like, it's not like League where like if something happens the game's this is the game.
Left.
Yeah, it's this game. The game's not going to go away in a year. It's like,
exactly.
this is what they think. They're like, what? Why do we need to change it? If it's only a year, deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, they literally just shit out some content every year and just go, oh, here you go, and then they just give it to you. That's what they do, because what are you going to do? Because they know you're going to buy it next year.
Yeah.
Because all they're going to do is hype it up with trailers. They do this every year. Shit out a game. Give it to you. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, meh, deal with it. And then they just hype it up for like the 3 months before the game comes out. Just major hype.
Yeah.
Trailer. Little bit of gameplay at E3. Trailer. Literally. And then the game drops. And it's shit.
Like,
Every year.
I hate the fact that I fell into the trap of being the person who buys it every year. But I can't help it. I've just always been a fan of COD since I first opened that Christmas present.
I say that I'm not a person that buys it every year, but I have had the last 3 CODs.
Just haven't
and
played
I don't
them.
even play COD. I don't even play. I bought Black Ops 3 purely for zombies. The only reason I bought it was zombies.
I can't touch zombies. I don't like it.
But I bought it because knowing that they were going to release the custom zombies.
Yeah.
And that's literally the only reason that all my mates bought it. We were like, yeah, we're just going to play custom zombies on PC.
Yeah.
But like, I bought the new one for COD 4, fell into that trap. Jesus, that was horrible. Literally, they don't care about the game. They probably spend more time thinking about advertising
Yeah.
than they do about building the game's core.
Advertising,
which is
like what ways they can make extra money from it.
Yeah, they just push out a load of hype every year, and then just get loads of people to state. Well, they just send it to people now, don't they? They just send it to all the big names because then they will play it on release.
Yeah.
And then people will go buy it.
Mhm.
It's just like Like, it's obvious, because before, when COD was actually good, people used to have to pay like $400 to get the game early off some guy
Yeah.
who robbed it off a truck.
Yeah.
And then, like, you
People
would
in my
play it,
school
and then
used to do that shit.
yeah, and then like all the big names, like, do you know who Woody's gamertag is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When he was actually good and not
When I
like
used
a
to
money,
play COD.
yeah, not caring like super money and like went into Minecraft or what, I don't even know.
He's
what
wanting
happened
to make a
that guy.
server, alright? His channel's pretty much dead now, though. His
Yeah, I
podcast
don't
is
know.
dead. His channel's
I
dead.
don't watch his channel.
Yeah,
But when he played COD and he was an actual good YouTuber, like, I understand, like, you jump out of COD, you jumped out the thing because it was dying, but like when he was good, I watched his video. He paid $500 to get COD 3 days early, and he got it, and it was sick. The game was so good, you could tell that it was good.
What one was
Like,
it?
oh, I don't know. It was probably, I think it was Modern Warfare 3.
Alright. I have a weird sort of love-hate relationship with that game.
That game was my favourite COD standard.
I don't know, man.
COD 4 was sick. COD 5 was so good. I loved how that game was gun skill.
I don't know. MW3 for me just felt like an MW2 DLC.
I
don't
could
know.
say that, but it was revamped and they added the specialist perks, which was so innovative at the time.
True.
Like,
True.
the fact that if you were good and you got kills, you would earn things to get more kills. Like, because you would set up things in certain ways, the way you would play that map
Yeah.
on the perks. So, like, if you needed scavenger because you were using a gun with low ammo, you would put that on early. And then, but it would reward you for being good.
Yeah.
Like, CODs don't do that anymore. Like, kill streaks, yeah, whatever.
Kill
but,
streaks
like,
are fucked now. I remember when it was like
Yeah.
3 kills and you got a fucking UAV. Now you need like 500 score.
Which is what the fuck is score? Just
like-
do it on kills.
Yeah. Just don't
Like-
make it score streaks. Bring it back to kill
I don't want to be
streaks.
doing. I don't want to do maths halfway through a COD game.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, right, I got 100 score. Right, that's 50. Right, like just do kills.
Just bring it back,
Like,
man.
seriously, like
Bring it back.
like you said, hopefully they bring it back to the roots. But is it too late? Because
When-
everyone now, they've built up this audience now of all these new kids that have bought
Yeah.
the game,
Who are
that
used to this
are
new movement.
used to this floating around crap.
Then they're just gonna. They're called jetpackers. Like they
Is that
actually,
what they're
they
actually
have a
called?
name. Yeah.
Jetpackers?
Like that's.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
So
even
they
the
have these-
pros call them, jetpackers. Like people who are new to the pro scene and have only got good on these new games are called jetpackers.
Yeah,
And
so they
that's
have
what
these
I can't wait
jetpackers.
for. Like with boots on the ground, what I can't wait for is to see like a team be fucking dominant again. I've missed it so much. I just
Because
want
you know
it
what
back.
happens with boots on the ground? Gun
It's
skill.
actual gun skill. It's
Gun
It's
skill.
actual talent in game. Like
Oh man! But the thing is, do you know what's going to happen when they release this boots on the ground? Pro scene, bye bye, because they've built up all these jetpacking pros
yeah.
who are only good because of this, and they're going to have to learn a brand new system to be good at the game.
Like you're
Like-
gonna have Natrox come out of retirement.
Oh, could you imagine?
Big Timer will start playing again. Sharp will be
No, you
back. All these
I
old
doubt
school
it.
COD players.
He's a vlogger now.
Sharp's content's funny though.
Don't know.
Nah, he cracks me up.
Mhm.
But
The thing is, like, all the big names that left the actual boots on the ground, half decent players.
they were the people who were playing since COD 4. The only
Yeah.
only pro still playing now who's been there since COD 4, I'm pretty sure, is Clayster and Aches.
Probably.
Because none of the people on Optic have been around since COD 4. Two of them came from Halo.
Oh, what a surprise! They came from the game that floats around.
Oh no, they're much better at, like, one of them was was a world champion in Black Ops.
No, I mean,
in,
like,
Ghosts.
Could you imagine a Halo Pro going to a boots on the ground COD?
Yeah, some of them did. Some of the, like, Formal, who is like an FPS champion on both games, won Gfinity 3 at COD Ghosts. Now his boots on the ground.
That's insane.
And now he's on Optic. Crim6 was on Complexity the whole time they were going ham on Black Ops 2 and Ghosts. He's
Do you remember when
he's a
Optic
formal
used to be
Halo
like-
pro.
Gods.
Yeah.
Oh man, I miss those days, man. When it was literally just
I miss
Optic
like I
versus
was
everyone.
looking, like, I was just watching random old videos from earlier,
Yeah.
And I look back at the original phase squad from the start of Black Ops 2. They
Yeah.
were all snipers. None
Yeah.
of them play anymore. None of them
Do
play
you
COD
remember?
anymore.
Do you remember when Temper used to play pro and he used to snipe in like respawn game modes or
Yeah,
even in S&D? He used to snipe, and it was like that was insane.
yeah.
And it's like, do you know one thing? Yeah, phase. Yeah, fuck you. Because seriously, yeah,
Wait, why?
the sh- the shit they used to bring out, the trick shot and stuff was so sick. Do you remember when you were younger and FaZe uploaded a video?
I was never a massive fan of FaZe. I won't lie.
Really? Oh my god, man! I
I was
hated the trick
never
shot and
like.
stuff could go away. I liked their what was it? It wasn't ill cams. It was their other one, like the feed, the one where they get like 8-man feeds.
I was never a massive fan of the sniping community in general. To be honest, I was
Oh,
never really a
that was my
part of it.
stuff.
I was never really into sniping. To be honest, I was always a red gun kind of guy.
I used red guns in. I think I stopped reg gunning in like MW2 after I hit 10th. I think I
Fair
hit
enough.
10th like AR UMP in,
Yeah.
and then I was like, well, there's nothing else to do
So I
now.
snipe now. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like none of the sniping clans really exist anymore.
The problem is, there's no game that I have banged out like I banged out MW2 or MW3. I don't think
My
there's. I don't think I'll ever like smash a game that hard.
my bang out games were Black Ops 1, 2, and Ghosts.
hmm
Um,
Like I hit 10th on Modern Warfare 2 within 3 months.
oh yeah, I did that on Black Ops 2, and
Yeah, like
it was so bad.
I remember I was playing. There was a guy in my school called Keith, right?
Keith.
Yeah, Keith. He was like the MW3 sweat, and we both were sweaty at that game, right?
Yeah.
I used to play 3v3s with some of my mates, yeah? I'm not even joking here. I
Wait,
used to
an
prestige
MW3 or
every
2?
single MW3.
Oh,
The
I missed-
3v3s,
yeah. I
yeah?
missed the 3v3.
Yeah. I used to prestige every single day
Yeah.
on MW3, every day when they released 20 prestiges, and we had a race to 20th. And no joke, we were prestiging. I used to wake up in the morning level 1, prestige, go to bed, wake up in the morning level 1, and we were doing 3v3s. I don't think I lost a game within 500 games. I think we had a 500 win streak on that game. And it's like, what game do you bang out like that anymore? Like, there's no game that I literally want to wake up in the morning and just smash.
Yeah. So that's what I miss. Like, I miss being the type of person who just come back from a day and just bang out COD for like 6 to 8 hours. Like, those were some of the best years of my fucking life. Even when I was dead at the game, like, I'd come back from school day in, day out, play S&D non-stop with the same 2 people, the same 2 goons. One of them is now having a kid, and I don't know what the other one's doing.
God. That's insane.
Used to play S&D with them for 6 hours a day without fail, every day.
And there was no question.
Yeah.
It was just a thing.
You used to just
Like,
hop on and bang it
I
out.
remember when MW3 came out. Yeah, I was at college. We did this college thing in school where you'd go. I don't know. It was weird, right? So, do you remember where my house was in Bedford?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
I was in near like Feltham Burger King, right? And I knew my mum was gonna go get that game for me that day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a bike with flat tires too. I walked it to college in the morning, flat tires, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I got a call that the game was out. I left college and rode home on flat tires
Wait,
to play that game.
what college?
It was West Thames in Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rode home from there with flat tires to play a game, right? I would never do that now because there's nothing that exciting. Like, COD killed it.
Yeah.
They had so much hype, and they killed it.
Yeah.
It's insane how they can do things like that. Like a game that has so many fans.
They had so much potential to literally become the biggest game of like all time.
Yeah, they would like games now, like CS:GO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and League are all creeping up.
Yeah.
On because League, COD is only the biggest game, not played because no one plays it, but like the biggest franchise, like you said, is because literally the first 5 years of the game was sick.
Yeah.
Like COD 4 up was sick. Those games was well 5. What would you say? COD 4, 5,
What like
MW2.
I didn't really enjoy COD 5. Out of all the CODs, that's probably my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that game was sick.
World at War just wasn't.
Well,
my
let's
shit.
just say yeah. So COD 4, COD 5, MW2, Black Ops 1, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it Black Ops 2?
Are we doing like our rankings of like our favorites?
No, I'm going in order of when COD was good. So it was like COD 4 up
Alright.
to like
Yeah.
Ghost era. For like
Yeah, pretty
fans
much.
starting to leave was around Ghost.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
ever
like
since
that is
then, it's
insane to me.
Downhill.
Yeah.
Thing is, new gens kind of fucked it as well, though.
Yeah, because they care. Like the thing is that makes me laugh so much about consoles. They want to be PCs so bad that they are like pushing graphics and like so much into the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they're pushing so much into new gen, and it's like, is it new gen?
Is it really though?
Like, or you just try hard to be PC? Like,
Yeah.
we know you're not a PC. Like,
Yeah.
this is a completely different run.
That's we'll get into
like-
this another time. But I see.
but
I
like-
get your point. I do get. Your
Yeah,
point.
like they are try harding to be something. Like you're a console. Like,
Yeah.
we know what you are. People will still buy you no matter what. Like Xbox One flopped so hard. No, just a tiny little rant here. Like they tried so hard to be like a entertainment computer gaming. Like what?
Yeah, they tried turning themselves to like a home entertainment system, and it was like, what
But-
are you doing?
It was like, what are you doing? Like, it's ugly, right? It's not nice to look at. Like, that's why PS4 is so much better now. Like, easily.
Yeah, that's why loads of games have gone over to it.
Simple. I don't know, that's a different subject. I don't know if there's much else to talk about on COD.
Now we've pretty much said everything we have to say. I think personally we should finish it off by ranking our CODs in order.
Are we going to go individually, or should we do it together?
Do it
Because
individually.
I think individually is... Okay. Oh, man. From what COD on?
Like
From
any,
where?
all CODs, not
I'm gonna
like
have to get up a
excluding
list.
3, 2, and 1, obviously. 'Cause
Yeah, okay.
Didn't play those.
All Call of Duty games. I need a list. Right, okay. Cool. I think I can do it. Okay, so best to worst?
Yeah,
Or worst to best?
best to worst.
Okay, so... Nah. Oh my god, this is going to be hard. I'll try to do it quickly.
That's right, man.
Have you got yours done?
I've got all the CODs next to me, so.
Oh, yeah, that's not too hard. You can start naming
do you
yours
want
then.
to just do mine?
Yeah.
Alright. So, favourite COD of all time
Yeah.
would have to be Black Ops 2.
Really?
Then, yeah, just because it's like the first COD I got ridiculously good at. The first one that like hooked me in terms of competitive, and the first one I actually showed any sort of promise in.
Yeah.
Then I'll go Modern Warfare, just purely because it's like the first one. It's where it all began. Then Black Ops 1, just because of the fucking memories I have on that game. Ghosts or MW2 would be next.
Yeah.
MW2 I didn't really play as much as most people did. But yeah, it's going to be Ghosts. Just because, like, again, that was a game I banged out and was just incredibly good at, which is very rare nowadays.
Yeah.
So it's like Black Ops 2, COD 4, Black Ops 1, Ghosts, MW2, AW, World at War, Black Ops 3, and I don't know if I like prefer Infinite Warfare to Black Ops 3. Because the issue I have with it is now I've started playing Infinite Warfare again. Or I say again, I've started actually playing the game. You deal with less bullshit than you did in Black Ops 3. So
I would say
yeah, Black Ops
IW is
3.
better than Black Ops 3.
Yeah, Black Ops 3 is the worst one for me. Although
It's at the bottom for me.
I spent a lot of time on that game.
But you have to, because
I played
what
the
they
most.
do.
I played the most GBs I've ever played in that game.
But do you think that's the sense of because you wanted to get better at a COD?
No, that's just
And
because
it's-
me and Jamie were chill. Like we would just used to play
Yeah.
GBs all the time, and it was the COD that was out, so
Yeah,
we did it.
that's what I mean.
So yeah, mine is Black Ops 2, MW, Black Ops 1, Ghosts, MW2, MW3, AW, World at War, Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3.
Are you ready for my list?
Yeah.
I think I've got them all. I might have missed one, but we'll see. I got MW3, the top COD.
Yep.
COD 5.
World at War.
Yeah, World at War.
Yeah.
COD 4.
Yep.
Modern Warfare 2.
Alright.
Black Ops 1.
Yep.
Black Ops 2. Ghost, AW, IW, BO3.
Fair enough. So what we're getting from
You
this...
can sort of see is where you can see where I start hating COD.
Yeah. Yeah.
The second advanced movement gets into anything like BO2, Ghost, AW, IW, BO3. It's just like, and I've stopped playing COD.
Yeah.
You can see.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it when I was writing it. I was like, yeah.
It's probably a pattern that
really
will come
see.
out on a lot of people's lists, to be honest.
It will probably be like a variant of MW3, COD 5, COD 4, MW2, BO1, BO2, and then it'll probably be Ghost down
Yeah.
or something. Because like, I don't know.
I feel like I'm a rare pick when it comes to Ghosts being so high for me, but that's just because I like really.
I think it's because your COD hype started later,
Yeah.
so
I
you were
guess.
still on the hype as the games came out.
No, I wasn't.
compared
Like
to-
it wasn't hype for Ghosts. It was just that I really.
No, but you know
enjoyed
what I
the
mean.
game.
Like, yeah, like you're not new into COD, but you're newer than like.
Knew the most
when I started playing.
Yeah, you had an extra like 2 years on me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I've sort of dealt with like COD bullshit for a while.
Yeah.
Then for that game, I was just like, oh, okay, I see how it is.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I think the podcast went well.
Yeah, that was pretty good. We've managed to get about 50-ish minutes, just over 50 minutes. But yeah, that just about wraps it up on this real talk rant about Call of Duty. If you guys did enjoy, then do be sure to leave a like. I think we're uploading this onto YouTube, both of our channels. Are we doing it to SoundCloud as well, or are we gonna not bother with that?
I mean, if anyone asks for it, we'll do it, I guess.
Alright, sweet. But yeah, so that's the first episode over and done with. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, then do be sure to drop a like, as always. Let your friends know that we're doing this as a weekly thing. We're not sure whether it'll be up on a Wednesday or the Thursday, but
You'll
guys
see
will know
whenever it's up.
by the time it's up. We'll try to
Yeah.
keep it as consistent as possible. We will be recording them on Wednesdays, and then they'll be up either on the day or the next day. But yeah, that pretty much does it. I have been Sully,
I have been Razzle.
and peace.
Peace.